Hello, how you guys doing? Oh god. I think it's like the first word I say in any given day is to y'all, if not, well, okay, no, I talk to my wife, and then I like sit by myself for like a few hours, and then I talk to y'all. So maybe that's why I always have a frog in my throat when I first wake up, or when I first, start streaming. Today it is basically when I wake up, which is why morning coffee is being given to you at 12:21 p.m. Eastern time. So, yeah. I just didn't sleep super good last night. Happy birth, Rev, in case I missed it this year. You did. It was in February, but thank you. Jesus. Okay, hey, guess what? They fixed it on, I mean, it's morning. You're not on CST anymore. You know what? Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Yeah. Also, like, the Bigify thing works now on, dashboard side. So that was a froggy jump scare there. Orthogonal, thank you for the 60 bits. At least that's showing up there now. Makes it a little easier to notice when someone does that. Feel like I should thank people when they give me money. That seems like a normal thing to do. I literally have had one sip of coffee, so you're gonna enjoy the rest of it with me. Also, the whole like morning coffee thing is more of a vibe, you know? We're waking up. We're gonna, have a little sit down at the table. We're gonna talk about our days, talk about what's going on with us, all that jazz. Thank you for the 5 bits there. Phone's a phone. Photos. What kind of coffee are you drinking? It is just whatever the generic brand from the store is. I'm not much for fancy coffee, I'm so used to like the burnt, like non-flavor shit. Today is your birthday? Well, happy birthday, Count Cannoli. Thank you so much for dropping on by. Art fight coming up soon. That's awesome. I've never done an art fight, but those are cool. Black Silk by Folgers. Dude, every time I think about Folgers, I think about that commercial. But yeah, how are things? See, what did I do so far today? I listened to some of the Midnight. I sent you a Rev Fart 2 days ago. Why don't we, is it on, oh, it's probably on Tumblr. I think I saw that. Am I not logged into Tumblr on my computer? I guess not. Yeah, I'm not logged in on either. So I'm just getting Billy Idolish gifts. I mean, okay. Super hot and rainy today. How do you know I need diapers? Yeah, so I didn't say anything about that. It rained last night, which is nice. It's a little humid today, so there's that. I was worried it benched a bunch of streams because I just woke up. Don't worry, I just woke up. Oh, there was an ad on. I love that. I love ads that I didn't running. They have an option to make that not be a thing, and I have that where that's the case, and it's still running ads. Going to an IRL friend's birthday party today. That's awesome. Yeah, we're gonna play a little bit of Your Only Move is Hustle. Based weekend sleeping in. I realize now that like me and Tilda are now kind of treating like Monday, Tuesday as our weekend. That like the weekend is such a weird concept. Cause it's like now our days off are Monday, Tuesday, It's not, so we're not looking forward to Friday. We're looking forward to Sunday, which is something that no one else does because, that's when the week starts again for other people. Going to a friend's birthday. Why is everyone's birthday today? That's wild, dude. What? All right. Getting down on a Friday. It's Saturday. I need to finish that painting behind me. It's looking good so far. You can kind of see it. And Father's Day tomorrow. Right? Not today? Let me double check that. Pretty sure I'm right on that one. I sent some stuff to my dad for Father's Day, and it got there. Did we get him? What did we get him? Oh, we got him like a card and stuff. I wanted to get him a really nice cribbage board because he like tried to teach me cribbage as a kid, and I just did not get it. And now I do. And so I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. So I was gonna send him a cribbage board, but like none of the cribbage boards we found have been any good. Like they don't have enough things. Magic Rat, thank you for coming on by. I am not a dad yet. That is something that's in the cards. But not a thing that I've done yet. Cat dad, if that counts. Yeah, Father's Day is tomorrow. I've got 2 kitties. Does that count? I have dad energy. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I played Your Only Move is Hustle yesterday for the first time. And like, I think I realized what I was missing yesterday when I was talking to my wife about it. It's sort of like action points or something, or whatever with the frame data. Like you have a certain number of actions that you can do per frame, and a frame can be X number of moves, or a move can be X number of frames. So it's like, oh, okay, so like you want to understand how many frames they're gonna take and kind of go with that. I feel like if I played this game enough, I might actually be able to get into fighting games, because it's like it's cutting out like the combos, and it's cutting out the like you don't have to do combo inputs, and it's cutting out the speed, so it's like really like slow. And that really helps someone who has not really played fighting games beyond just like kick him in the leg, kick him in the leg, kick him in the leg. Try and do your oil slick thing and then just fuck it up. Do I have any game consoles? I've got a Switch, and that's the only one that's like any bit recent. I'm trying to remember what else I have, because we like gave a bunch of it to my brother, because it was like, you know, half mine, half his. What if we punched them in the face? Jesus Christ, I need to drink more coffee because I don't even know who you're talking about. It's slow, and it gives you all the information you ever need. And then when it's played at full speed, it actually looks like you knew what you're doing. Unless if you're getting absolutely fucking bodied. Probably should have had like at least 1 cup of coffee before going live. But hey. Can I just search RevScarecrow and then post the image? Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I remember what my Tumblr login is off the top of my head, and I want to be able to show Count Cannoli's art. Thank you so much. I like the rats. All right, there we go. That's going in my sniff compilation. God, Twitch chat, you're so fucking weird. That's why I love you. Fucked in the head, like me. All right. So here it is. Ignore the bit where it says to log in and all that jazz. And we can just bring it up on screen right here. There we go. So this is from Count Cannoli, and it's from RimWorld. We've got all those rat people, and they've drawn the rats as different rats from different things. So I think this is the big rat who makes all the rules. There's a Brie there, and then a few other rats who I don't like recognize like where they're from. But and obviously I'm telling them to fuck because they will not actually fuck. Like that, I designed them to be the perfect group of horny little rats. I low-key want to play RimWorld now just because I want to make those assholes fuck. But anyway, Brick from Pizza Tower. Okay. I have not played Pizza Tower. One wears a gas mask because of course, right? But yeah. Saw the Supreme Court is trending. I'm afraid of finding out why. As is NATO. NATO, why are you trending? Putin offers truce. Oh, okay. So this is from a meme account, I guess. That's from July 14th as well. Okay, so what is... Russian leader conditions for peace were swiftly rejected by Ukraine, which described them as a sham. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, I have no idea actually how to pronounce that dude's name, will outline his own peace plan in Switzerland over the weekend. Peace plan if Ukraine stops NATO plans, does not join NATO, and gives up regions. I'm sorry. Okay, so Russia is just like, if you let us win the war, we'll stop. For now. Yeah, that is a shit deal. No wonder he said no. Give us what we want and we'll leave. That's not really like a... That's not really a great peace offering. You didn't do a bad job. It's close enough. I've heard it a few times, but I've only ever heard Zelensky. Nothing new. Surrender or we'll keep being assholes. Yeah, I think that the fact that Putin really wants Ukraine not to join NATO is probably a sign that they fucking should. And anyone who's thinking about it should also as well, because it seems like it's a major deterrent to Russia to do that. Oh yeah, we need to talk about the young thug trial, because that is fucking wild. Actually, now that you've brought it up, let's just go ahead and go and watch that. Held in contempt of court. Yeah, this was a fucking wild... Okay, so the Supreme Court did, of whatever state this is going on in, okay. We gotta listen to an ad first. And by listen to it, I mean I'm just gonna, like, mute it. Johnny Depp's lawyer. I don't care about Johnny Depp's lawyer. Just... Alright. This lawyer is a fucking Chad, by the way. Georgia court immediately came to young thugs and his lawyer's defense. The specifics of this trial I don't think are super relevant when it comes to what's going on with this. Also, what the shit? Oh, it's an ad. So, but I'll go over it to some degree. Young Thug is a rapper. I don't know a whole lot of his stuff, but there's, was it Young Slime Life, which is a gang that is apparently associated with him, and they say, hey, the stuff that you've been saying in your songs is proof that you know about it, and not only that, they're head of the organization, and they're trying to get him on RICO charges for murder and drugs and stuff like that. It doesn't happen to any other music genre, but you know, it is what it is. And his lawyer hears about an ex parte conversation. Basically, like, if you're gonna have a conversation with a lawyer or whatever, if the judge is gonna be having conversations that are like relevant to the case with like one party or the other, you need to like announce that or let them know pretty immediately afterwards. It is, however, incredibly illegal to not do that shit. Anyway, why can I not adjust the volume on this shit? God, they made YouTube so bad. All right, cool. Here we go. This is from Fox 5 Atlanta.
The tension in the YSL racketeering trial continued today with the lead defense attorney comparing the Fulton County courtroom to Russia.
Fox 5's Angelique Proctor joins us from the live desk with details on what happened. Angelique, every day something new here.
Absolutely. Now, this week is already seeing Chief Fulton County Superior Court Judge Ural Glanville finding the defense attorney for the rapper and accused gang member Young Thug in contempt. Even though the judge ordered attorney Brian Steele to go to jail on weekends, Steele has gotten a higher court to block his jail time for now. No matter, the tensions between the judge and the attorney remain
That's
high.
all that I get to see.
Steele raised objections over the testimony of prosecution witness Kenneth Lil Woody Copeland.
Why do we have this shit on here?
This week in the judge's
They fucked you two up so hard.
Judge Glanville, prosecutors, and Copeland that has sparked Steele's outrage. Again today, Steele filed multiple motions for a mistrial because of Copeland's testimony. The attorney argued the witness is under the influence of the prosecution.
So the witness here is being told, hey, like, yeah, you can't put the end card anywhere you want. That is a glitch on YouTube's end. I don't know why the fuck they're doing that. So the witness here is someone who's accused of murdering some people under the orders, or, you know, in association with the Young Slime Life gang. They offered him immunity in some of the stuff as long as he admits to that shit. He said no. I'm pleading the fifth. They held him in they held him in contempt for that, which is a fucking weird ass move. Because you can't force someone to do that. They can say no. They don't have to take your deal. So that was a weird thing that happens. But then they have a private conversation about it later.
And that led to this exchange.
Every time Mr. Copeland comes in the courtroom or out of court, he's escorted by a DA's office investigator. You see that? This court is observant. You're not just sitting there in a cloud. You see exactly what's going on. You hear the prosecutor tell you, we were in a room with Mr. Copeland and he said these things. Why? Okay. Why do I have to bring up? You should be bringing up. This is crazy. This is like communist Russia. Mr. Williams is having the worst trial. So I am moving, again, to stop intimidating the witness by the prosecution, leave people alone, and stop accusing. You've allowed the prosecutor Love to accuse me of misconduct.
Oh, but you've also accused her of hold on. You have accused her of misconduct as well. And remember what I told you about your professional response. Remember what I told you about your. And she's going to take me down as opposed to you. So when I start talking, stop talking, please.
Lots of fireworks there, as he has done all week. Judge Glanville.
That is not the bit that I wanted to show. Can I watch
Video fiber internet?
No, we got to watch an ad. Sorry. Why is there an entire gallery in front of the defense? Yeah. The crazy thing about this is that the judge was like, not like. That didn't happen. This meeting behind closed doors didn't happen. It was You're not how did you find out about that? I have ad block. It's not working, man. You see it up here? I don't know how to, like, update it so it'll stop doing this shit. I apologize. YouTube made an update that ignores ad blockers and forces an ad if it detects one. No, you're good. No, I feel it, man. I feel it. uBlock Origin still works. Isn't that not what I have here? All right, anyway. And then we got to back it up because the thing's all fucky. Because it thinks that the ad is still running. There we go. Now we can back it up to the beginning and hit play.
Go ahead.
The way I understand my constitutional obligations, pursuant to the 6th and 14th Amendments of the United States Constitution, the corresponding sections of the Georgia Constitution, I'm required to make a full and complete statement to the court. For the record, and if God forbid this goes up on appeal for the appellate courts or another tribunal,
I believe I have uBlock.
Administrative body, I was told based upon information and belief that when we arrived at 8:30, 9 o'clock today, we did not come into your courtroom until almost 11:30. And what I found out just recently, this is not waived, is that supposedly in chambers,
this is the video.
Honorable court reporter at times, honorable court at times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as investigators, sheriff deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel.
Mr. Copeland is the guy accused of that murder.
None of the defense team, to my knowledge, was aware that this was going on. It was told, based upon information belief, that it was told to the district attorneys that Mr. Copeland intended to plead the Fifth Amendment. Then I was told, based upon information belief, that Adrian Love, the lawyer for Mr. Copeland and this court, were together, and Ms. Love made representations that John Melnick supposedly spoke with some attorneys for the accused and wrote an email to Ms. Love, to Adrian Love, stating that Ms. Melnick does not represent the witness, and that Mr. Melnick wrote an email saying F you, and then somehow that email was CC'd. To me, that never...
Mr. Steele, can I interrupt you just a second? I'm kind of disturbed because that's ex parte. All that was an ex parte conversation.
Yeah.
How did you find out about any of that?
Well, I'm disturbed too, and the reason
I'm asking you a question.
And
how did you find out about it?
I'm going to ask you the question.
Okay.
Scuttle, if you look at SCUDDER versus state, which is 298 Georgia, 438, it's Division 2, 782 Southeast 2D 638, 2006.
So the question, so he goes, hey, you had a meeting behind closed doors, an ex parte meeting, right? That didn't include me. That's what ex parte means. And the judge goes, how'd you find out about that?
Our highest court says when a court meets, because Mr. Copeland comes in, meets with the court supposedly made statements, which I assume is somewhat accurate based upon what you just said. We're entitled, Mr. Williams and every other person wrongly charged here is entitled under the Georgia Constitution to be present. That's a critical stage.
It's just like when you meet with me, and you and Mr. Adams meet with me, and others have met with me. It's those were ex parte for a lot of different.
Well, welcome, Janik.
I will certainly note that for purposes of record.
Well, I'm going forward. What I was told was that Mr. Copeland said,
and you haven't answered my question yet.
I'm not
How
going
did
to
you
answer that question.
You're not.
No, I will not answer that question.
Why will you not answer that question?
Yeah, how did you find
I wanna
out?
make sure that what I say is accurate, and I'm not trying to.
No. I'm asking you, how did you get this
I'm
information?
not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have his. I have problems right now. and
Okay,
I'd like to
I know.
continue.
Look, I don't want to know about your problems. Okay, at this point in time, all I'm asking you at this point in time is, how did you come upon this information? Look, if the case gets reviewed, the record's going to be available for our.
There is no record of the conversation. That's also super fucking sketch.
Appellate court, and for whatever reason, but it's disturbing that how somehow you have surreptitiously gotten information in regards to the court's private ex parte conversation with a party. I mean,
A party,
yes.
a witness who was sworn in Friday. The court's telling. This is what I was told. If this is not true, not true. This court
Mr. Steele,
handed
ask
Mr.
me.
Copeland.
Tell me how you
perjury.
got. Tell me how you got the information.
Listen, whatever you want to do.
Tell me
I'm
how
not
you
telling
got the information. Then we can go ahead and go forward.
I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is this. I was told, and I hope this concerns the court.
It concerns me that you have proprietary information.
Why is it
or
proprietary?
information that you should not be having that was ex parte.
Why?
With a party.
Why?
State of Georgia.
How about the witness? How about Mr. Copeland, who supposedly announced he's not testifying and he'll sit for 2 years, and then supposedly this honorable court,
okay.
Or excuse me, let me rephrase that. This court supposedly said I can hold.
Oh, the dishonorable court. And then he goes, let me rephrase that. That is lawyer speak for you suck ass. Got him. Random fucking swing. All right.
Hold you until the end of this trial. Ms. Hilton supposedly said actually all of the defendants and then all 26 people are disposed of. If that's true, what this is coercion, witness intimidation, ex parte communications that we have a constitutional right to be present for. So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele,
I'm
I
doing
still
what
want to know,
everybody should
how did you come upon this information? Who told you?
What I want to know is why wasn't I there?
Yeah.
Sir, I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who the, tell me who this
I
information
don't
was
want to
come
be
from.
held in contempt.
Well,
I'm not
then-
answering that question. That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not answering.
Attorney-client privilege, unless you.
Which, yeah, he can claim attorney-client privilege on this. Like, that is 100% legit. Like, if his client has told him, hey, I heard that they're having this conversation, the lawyer can be like, hey, that's not chill. And so that's all the lawyer's really saying is like, did this meeting happen? And the judge is like, who told you about that? Not like that didn't happen. Not like whatever. There are limits to attorney-client privilege, but this is fine. That's acceptable. Like, he can't be compelled to give up that answer.
You were in my chambers.
It really does make it seem like the judge is colluding with the prosecution on this. And that is definitely how it reads.
I
tell you what, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me if you don't tell me who it is, I'm going to put you. I'm going to put you in contempt because that is not attorney-client privilege.
Attorney work product privilege. I am not.
How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers? Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me.
You got 5 minutes.
Well, I don't need it. I want to continue.
You got 5 minutes?
This is what I was told. Mr. Copeland made statements that he admitted to killing Donovan Thomas and was. Don't take my notes. No.
That was a fucking wild exchange. And as a result, he was arrested for contempt of court. Now, like, he got his sentence of, 20 days over 10 weekends removed by a Supreme Court. The lawyer was held in contempt of court because he wouldn't tell the judge where he heard about this meeting. A meeting that should not have been happening. Like, that is so fucking sketch, dude. That is such a sketchy situation. And the fucking judge being like, you're in trouble now for having called me out on doing something illegal is fucking wild. I would not be surprised if the whole thing is thrown out. The judge needs to be, I mean, like, the court, the case needs to be thrown out. The judge is absolutely insane, man. There's okay, we can watch the Legal Eagle video on it because he did one on it.
Look at this. Total.
Another fucking ad. Oh, you're probably hearing the fan. Sorry. Did the judge get punished? Absolutely not. No, not yet. That'll probably happen later. I keep getting ads for Fidium Internet. Fidium Internet is not available in my area. Like, at all. Which is like... Yeah, this case is gonna go nowhere, man. There's no way that... I mean, like, the Supreme Court of Georgia, I guess that's where this is taking place, has already said this is fuck.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
This is one of the absolute craziest things I have ever seen in court, and not in a good way. A Georgia judge has ordered a lawyer representing rapper Young Thug to spend the next 10 weekends in jail.
I'll be clear, I don't know who Young Thug is from Adam. Like, I'm not aware of his work. But regardless, if we're going to believe that the justice system has any validity, we have to assume that, like, everyone is going to be treated fairly. We know for a fact that it doesn't treat people fairly, in that people are convicted that didn't do crimes, and we know that people are held for prison labor and all that. Yeah, his name is Young Thug. I'm not just calling him a Young Thug. That's just his name.
After finding him in contempt of court. Why? Because the judge had a secret meeting with the prosecutor and a witness and might have tried to coerce the witness. But we don't know for sure because the judge held a secret ex parte hearing without the defense present. That's not something you should do. When the defense lawyer, Brian Steele, inquired about the secret meeting, the judge got upset. Not about the meeting, but that someone snitched. As a result, Mr. Steele will go to jail with his client. Literally, he asked that he be able to be incarcerated with his client. That is so freaking metal. But
that is a baller move.
Well, Young Thug, whose real name...
That he's like, yeah, no, if you're going to send me to prison, can I at least serve my sentence in the same jail as my clients? That way we can work on our case. Because, like, it's going to be almost impossible for me to be able to hold a proper defense without doing that. Like, I need to be able to talk to my client. And the judge is like, okay. This lawyer is making himself look so fucking good. Like, dude, I don't know if this guy is guilty of whatever the fuck that he's being said that he's done. The, you know, running a gang and all that jazz. It's apparently like a subdivision of the Bloods. But like, you know, holy fuck.
Name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams, is one of the biggest rappers to emerge from Atlanta's rap scene in the early 2010s. He's known for upending the traditional rules of rap using malleable vocal styles that include inflections and mumbles. His style...
This is the Legal Eagle saying that he doesn't actually know much about that, about what this artist does, and had looked at the Wikipedia page. The first time I listened to this, I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, same, honestly.
blends elements of rap with trap, hip-hop, and R&B. Now, Young Thug first broke through with his mixtapes, 1017 Thug and Barter 6, and in 2019, his first studio album, So Much Fun, debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. His most popular songs include Stoner, Danny Glover, Best Friend, and The London featuring J. Cole and Travis Scott. He has a record label called Young Stoner's Life. Now, in addition to being a boundary-pushing artist, Williams has faced some groundbreaking legal challenges as well. He and 5 other men are on trial in Atlanta in a sprawling criminal case. Prosecutors allege that Williams is one of the leaders of a street gang called Young Slime Life, or YSL. The indictment says that YSL is a criminal street gang that started in late 2012 in the Cleveland Avenue area of Atlanta, Georgia. YSL claims affiliation with the National Bloods gang. During opening statements,
Hey, no worries,
Fulton County
Asher.
Deputy District
Thank you
Attorney
for the
Adrian
49
Johnson,
months of
quote,
support.
"The members and associates of YSL moved like a pack with Jeffrey Williams as its head." Prosecutors claim Young Slime Life is involved in a range of criminal activities, including drug trafficking, murder, armed robbery, carjackings, and other violent crimes. The most serious allegation against Williams is that he rented a car that was used to murder rival gang member Donovan Thomas Jr. in 2015. Now, the Georgia Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO, is typically used to target organized crime, and is currently being used to prosecute Donald Trump in Georgia. However, in practice, prosecutors use it to prosecute people participating in conspiracies that don't involve traditional mobsters. Williams and his co-defendants were indicted under Georgia's version of RICO. The state law was enacted in 1981, about a decade after the original federal RICO statute.
For non-Americans, RICO is generally what they use for mobsters. Yeah. It's how you get the mob boss, because the mob boss never actually does anything illegal. He just tells other people to do shit that's illegal for him, right? So how do you take down the mob boss? Because like that's the actual organization head that's actually going to cause this to keep happening. If he's not committing crimes, then what do you do? So then they, started doing, they implemented the RICO law in order to try and get Al Capone and such. RICO is very rarely used. Yeah, I mean, like, how do you prove that someone had someone murdered? Yeah, Al Capone was arrested over taxes instead, but, whatever.
Georgia's RICO statute than in the federal statute.
But it's how you take down gangs. And also Donald Trump, apparently.
Definitions. Georgia Code Section 1614.
Because again,
states, quote,
Trump is not actually doing a lot of the crimes himself, but he's instructing other people to do it for him.
Through a pattern of racketeering activity. So, a prosecutor must prove enterprise, pattern of activity, and racketeering activity under the Georgia RICO statute. And Williams is accused of conspiring to violate the Georgia RICO Act and participating in gang-related activities. And all that's interesting because the Williams trial started in January of 2023 and has been a wild ride with lots of controversial
wild brine.
Williams says that YSL is just a reference to his record label. And his
Orange Man Labad. Yeah, I mean,
known as Young
he is, though.
It's not as violent as prosecutors allege, and that Williams isn't associated with it. And the prosecutors in the trial have cited several of his songs and lyrics as evidence, arguing that they demonstrate his involvement in criminal activity and his leadership role in the YSL gang. And the indictment claims that his songs are an overt act in furtherance of a criminal conspiracy. This is obviously controversial, and it's not unusual for artistic expression to include references to violence, but prosecutors are arguing
I kind of like low-key want to listen to whatever song this is that like was the initiating thing for them to go, hold up.
Insight into the gang activities and criminal intent, which is right out of a Key and Peele skit.
Stroke my chin real slow when I'm lying, and I was laughing super hard as Darnell was dying.
But that brings us to the present drama. Fulton County Superior Court Chief Judge Ural Glanville has ordered defense attorney Brian Steele to spend the next 10 weekends in jail after finding him in contempt of court. This decision came after Steele refused to disclose how he learned about a meeting between the judge, prosecutors, and a prosecution witness. Steele challenged the judge in open court, stating that he'd been informed of a meeting in the judge's chambers that happened that morning.
Trump is actually, I think, still polling fairly well, right? Like, even after the, after he was convicted of felony election shit. I don't know as if it went up, but he's still, like, last I saw, he was in, like, a head-on-head race, but I haven't really checked the polls since RFK dropped out. Just because it's, like, it's still like Democrat, Republican, and your options are either Joe Biden or someone else. And a lot of people are like, well, anyone but Joe Biden. So they want to vote for him regardless of the fact that it makes no sense. He's the Republican nominee, presumptive, I assume. Yeah, he still has like a 50-50 shot roughly.
According to Glanville's order, quote,
it also doesn't help that Biden hasn't really been seen as like an incredible job. He's still allowed. Yeah, no, committing felonies does not prevent you from running for president. Though, depending on what state you are convicted of a felony in, depends on whether or not you're allowed to vote for yourself or not. Florida, which is where Trump is from, or where his home is, says, you know, whatever state, we'll just go with whatever state who originally like convicted him of the felony says. And so New York, where he was convicted of a felony, it's like once you serve your time or once you've done your punishment, you can vote again. I hope you're right, Rev Joe, but I'm still going to recommend that people vote because people's willingness or ability to do direct action to any degree to actually like make, you know, things better on the ground is limited. And even if you're out there doing the shit, a lot of people are not doing direct action, mutual aid, etc., etc. And we have to make this thing not shit the bed prior to that. Because if you think that the system's shit and it doesn't matter if you vote, either way. People are equally repulsed by both candidates. I mean, like, Biden isn't a great president. I would say that he's like kind of standard. Like, if you were to take like the average of like the quality of presidents that we've had over like since this thing started, he's pretty average. He's like a C tier president. He's not bad, you know. He's not like sends us to a war that we have no fucking reason to be involved in. Let's not even get into the whole Puerto Rico thing. Yeah. Can we get some under 60? Yeah, we'll get past the politics, but I just wanted to like look at this for a minute.
June 10th, 2024, one of the two representatives for defendant Jeffrey Williams, Mr. Brian Steele, took to the podium.
I like having coffee talk as a time where I talk about all the shit that I like to talk about, and then it can be, you know, pushed over to its corner and coffee talk, and then we can just have like video games be video games. And obviously I'm still me, I'm still gonna say stuff if it comes up, but
ex-party communication which took place in the court's chambers that morning. The only parties present for this ex-party matter were the court's official court reporter, representatives from the state's witness, Mr. Kenneth Copeland, and counsel.
Rev, have you ever tried being someone else?
The court's serious concern with how this information was improperly disclosed to
anytime I've tried, I've just become that person, I guess. A better version of myself.
Defense counsel, Mr. Steele made several claims regarding the sum and substance of the communication that the court found troubling. The court having told Mr. Steele multiple times that he needs to tell the court how he came into that information, and the court having explicitly warned Mr. Steele that he faces contempt of court should he not comply. The court finds Mr. Steele has repeatedly refused to follow the court's orders.
Yeah, because they make no sense.
Technically an accurate description of what happened, but that only scratches the surface of the insanity. First of all, ex parte is a Latin phrase meaning on one side only, by or for one party. So an ex parte hearing is one where not all parties are present. And generally speaking, if anything happens in court, all the parties should be present. That seems obvious. And an ex parte communication occurs when a party to a case or someone involved with a party communicates directly with the judge about issues in the case without the other party's knowledge. Now, judges are generally not allowed to have these private conversations in matters pending before the court, or which can reasonably be expected to be filed in the court, except when all parties or counsel are present. And second of all, generally, the judge is not allowed to inquire into how an attorney learned of anything. Attorney-client and work product privilege exist, as well as the Fifth Amendment, and probably would have protected the attorney here, especially without a subpoena from the judge, if the judge even has subpoena power. But let's dig deeper. Now, we're going to look at the actual video of what happened in court, but first let's talk about the witness at issue here. Ken Copeland.
So, I mean, I guess that kind of gets to the core of what was the question earlier, where it's like, can he actually just go, I'm not telling you? And yes, according to Legal Eagle, yes. And I'm not a lawyer. He is. I trust him on that judgment. As far as I understand, it sounds like that's right. The judge is fucking wild for this. Absolutely insane behavior to be like, nah. Tell me. No, tell me where you got that information. No, you tell me what the fuck. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get some. I'm gonna get some more coffee. Meeting with the prosecution behind closed doors and not saying that that's what you've done, and it is okay to do that and then announce that that did happen and go, this was a specific occasion where it was like we had to for the sake and safety of the witness. That can happen. But yeah, wild. All right, I'm gonna go get some more coffee, and then I don't know why Supreme Court is trending on Twitter right now, because as far as I can tell, it was nothing that happened today with it. Jesus. Oh yeah, yesterday was King Diamond's birthday. So happy birthday, King. A Saturday, it shouldn't be in session, yeah. Okay. All right, I'll be right back. Is the Supreme Court thing about Georgia? No, I mean, they Supreme Court objected to a abortion pill ban because they were like, you don't have a stake in this case. Why the fuck do you care? Is it still morning here in Texas or in Maine? No, I'm so used to this. Hear about France? Unfortunately, I'm aware of France's existence. Yeah. What do you mean? Nothing major, just France still exists. They want to vote to dissolve the thing, like France in general? That's a choice. Yeah. Now, the rejection of the abortion pill thing is mostly on a procedural grounds, because like you can't go, it's harming me that someone else is doing something, and it's like, no, it's not. You don't have a stake in this case, you know? Like, you're allowed to go, hey, this company is filling my well with like battery acid. That infringes on my rights, you know? You can't go, hey, Someone else is dancing and I don't like it. They're dancing in their club, someone else's club, and I'm offended by that. Like, you can't do that because, like, that doesn't involve you in any way, shape, or form. If they keep doing that, that will not hurt you. And that's basically what the Supreme Court said. They said, you can't tell people that they can't give out abortion pills because you're not the people who are taking the abortion pills. You aren't the doctors, so there's literally no fucking, like, what? Why are you even complaining? How the fuck does this, like, matter to you at all? Which is the correct take. I'm just really the Nunya defense. Yeah, basically. And that's basically what the Supreme Court said, was like, this has nothing the fuck to do with you. Why are you here? They would, however, if a doctor came through, probably go, yeah, abortion pills are bad. Yeah, it hurts my feelings that people are having abortions. It's like, too fucking bad. You're not getting laid anyway. Why do you fucking care? Anyway, I'm gonna go get coffee. I'll be right back. Two minutes. Then I think we probably move over to Your Only Move is Hustle. I am back. Welcome back, everybody. The ads are still going, so I'm going to put the BRB back and sip on coffee. Maybe it'll hit my system by the time the ad's over. Coffee's hot, man. Should go ahead and set up for the next thing. People on After Hours, I'm going to be flicking the switch, so be ready to look for the new live tab.